So on the second half of this worksheet, you're going to be doing a lot of multiplying, and I want to make your lives easier. So we're going to look at the patterns. When you multiply each of these, you have to do the first two to begin with, right? So let's see if we can find a pattern here. So the first row, what did you get for the first two binomials? Plus 4x plus 4, x squared plus 6x plus 9, x squared minus 10x plus 25, 16x squared plus 1, 4x squared minus 12x plus 9, and 9x squared minus 24x plus 16. Okay, so before we go on to the cubes, we're going to just do the squares. Do you see a pattern? Well, certainly in the first three, do you see a pattern? They're all x squared. Thank you, Captain Obvious. Okay, hold on. Listen to Shem. Say that again. Do you guys see that? So double the second term and square of the second term. So 2 times 2 and then 2 squared. So this one, 2 times 3 and 3 squared. This one is negative 5 times 2 and 5 squared. Okay, what about the next three? So we have a square and a square, a square and a square, square and square. Everybody got that? Okay, what about the middle? Not some. It's the sum of the product twice. Is that what you're saying? Okay, well, we use double up here, so we can still use double, right? This is double the product of the two terms. So 4x times 1 is 4x, double that, 8x. 2x times negative 3 is negative 6x, double that, and I get negative 12. Okay? 3x times negative 4 is negative 12x, double that, and I get this. So you should be able to do squares really easy. If I had x plus 7 squared, what is that going to be? Okay, that'll make your life easier. What if it's 5x plus 4 squared? 25x squared. And the last one is 16. And then it's 5x times 4 is 20x. Double that is plus 40x. Plus 16. Okay? That's going to help you today. What's going to help more is this. So read it off. Row 1. Oh, sorry, I've already got it wrong. I'm not paying attention. X to the third plus 8, okay. X to the third plus, it should be 9, right? Okay, so the next one, x to the third Okay, so let's stop there and look at the pattern. Oh. No, that's not actually true. That doesn't. Right, but so he's saying times 3. Does multiply by 3 work here, Travis? Yeah, that's times 3 and that's times 3, but it's not always the case. Okay? So what pattern do you notice? The last one is cube, right? So this is 2, that is 2 to the third. This one is 3 to the third, and this one is negative 5 to the third. Don't forget the negative. Okay? All right? What about the second term? It's times 3. Right? So the second one is times 3. What about the third one? Okay, you ready for the pattern? Nobody sees it? Alexa, you got it? I must be leading you astray. Okay. All right, let's do, what is 8 divided by 2? 4. What is 27 divided by 3? 9. What is 75 divided by 5? Wait a minute. 75, is that right? Is that number right? Is it really 75? Hold on. I'm going to pull out my cheat sheet because I don't have these memorized. Thirds. No, this number is not right. That should be 12. That's the problem. Okay. Hey, Travis, I believe in redemption. Okay. So, what do you notice from here to here? Times 3. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. Let me forget redemption. Okay, so if I divide each of these by 3, what do you get? The square of the last term. 12 divided by 3 is 4, which is 2 squared. 27 divided by 3 is 9, which is 3 squared. Okay, so the middle term is triple the last term in the factor. Everybody's got that? The last term is the cube of the last term in the factor, right? The third term is triple the square of the last term. Yes, it will always work. So the third term is triple the square of the last term. So if I had x minus 7, no, that's too big. X, which one did I not use? 4? X minus 4 to the third. What's the pattern going to be? X to the third minus, well, let's look here. The second term is triple the last term. So minus 12x squared plus, it's going to be triple the square. So negative 4 squared is 16 times 3 is 48. X plus minus, not, it's minus. So minus 64. Do you see that? So this is times 3. This is raised to the second, and then times 3. And this is raised to the third. That's the pattern, all off of this number here. Yes? What do you mean? Say that again. Oh. No. No, I don't think so. You'll find some cases where it works, but I don't think it'll work all the time. Okay. So, let's remember that pattern. Okay? Triple. Trust me, I'm going to give you the formula here in a second. Okay? We're just trying to understand where the formula comes from. So, the pattern is triple the square, and raised to the third. Okay? Triple the square, or double, triple the square, and raised to the third. Okay? So, row 4, what did you guys come up with? 64x. Okay. Do you notice any similarities there? So that's exactly the same as what I just did, only in reverse order, right? Well, I mean, if that was a plus, look at the coefficients. 1, 12, 48, 64. On this one, 64, 48, 12, and 1. So we actually have two things going on at the same time. One travels from left to right, and one travels from right to left. Okay? So on this one, it's going to be 8x to the third minus 36x squared plus 44x minus 27. Do you notice anything about the signs in general? If both of the terms in the binomial are positive, everything's positive. What if the second term is negative? Every other term will be negative. Yes. Every other term. Even if we go here, that's still true, right? Every other term is negative. So if you have x minus something, every other term is going to be negative. That'll be important today. Okay. So do you see any patterns on this one? What are the easy patterns you see? Let's start with this and this. Those are cubes. Okay? Now the rest is a little hard to figure out. So let's do the last. Well, this is going to be, not 9, 27x to the third. And what's it going to end with? Negative 64. And what happens in between? Minus. What did you get, Alexa, for that one? What are the middle terms on this last one? Okay. Now, it's a little bit harder to see what goes on. Oh, yeah, an x. So, I'm just going to show you the perfect square page. Okay? And the equation is there, but can you see how this term is going to get smaller as we travel to the right, and this term is going to get bigger, or from the left, and this one's going to get bigger as we go the other direction. What I mean is, look at this. See, that 4 has less of an impact as we travel from left to right, correct? But if I flip it around, then that 4 has less of an impact from right to left. Okay? And on the ends, then this number affects the left end only, and this number affects the right end, and in between, they kind of work together. Okay? So, we came up with the formula for perfect square trinomials. So, a plus b squared. It's a squared plus 2 times whatever a and b are as a product plus b squared. Well, you know it, right? Right here. Hang on, I'll go back. So we know that if I have 6x minus 7, it's going to be 36x squared minus whatever the double is of 6 times 7. So 42 times 2 is 84x, and then plus 49. So you know that one, right? You don't, I mean, you can have the formula, but you probably won't use it. Okay, so the first one plus double the product of first and last plus the square of the last. Now this sheet gives the difference of squares, which you guys know by heart, right? X minus 3 times x plus 3 is going to be x squared minus 9. Yeah, so, and then we have the cubic polynomials. A plus b to the third. And here's what's going on. So, yeah, write these down. And as you look at them, look at the patterns with the A's and with the B's. Follow the A's from left to right, and follow the B's from left to right. And it's really easy to see how this works. So, a to the third, and you only really need to write one of them down. This is what I would do. I would do a plus or minus b to the third, and then I would just put little negatives. Oops. Yeah, right like that. So really, you only need one equation. Don't write them both down. It's a waste of perfectly good ink. So, yes. If it's a perfect cube, yes. So a to the third, the second one is a squared, the third one is a, and the last one has no a in it at all. Okay? And then the first one has no b, the second one has b, the third one has b squared, and the fourth one has b to the third. And then the two middle terms are triples. Okay? So if I had 4x plus 2 to the third, the first one is a cubed. So 4 cubed is 64. 64x to the third. Now the second one, I need a squared, and I need to times that by b. So a squared is 16. X squared times 2 is 48 times, so it's a squared times b times 3. So 16 times 2 times 3 is 96? Yeah. 16, 32 times 2, or times 3, is 96x squared. Okay? Okay. Plus, now it's b squared times a times 3. So b squared is 4, times 4 is 16, times 3 is 48. Plus 8. Okay, let's try another one. Let me write out the formula. A to the third plus 3a squared b plus 3ab squared plus b cubed. Okay, so let's do something hard. To the third. Now, let's put the variables in place first, and then we won't have to worry about them. So we'll do variables, and then we'll fill in the coefficients as we go. So it's going to start with x to the third. Let's make this a minus, because we haven't done one yet. minus, what are the variables? How many x's and how many y's? 2 x's and 1 y. And then the sign plus, what are the variables? X, y squared, and then minus y cubed. Okay, so those are the variables, and if you put those first, then the coefficients are really easy. Okay, so the first coefficient is going to be the cube of 2, which is 8. Okay, the second one is 3 times a squared b. A squared is 4 times negative 3, negative 12 times 3, 36, and if you've already put the negative in place, you don't need to worry about signs. Okay? The next one is 3ab squared. So 3 times a would be 6, and b squared is 9. 6 times 9, 54, and the last one is b cubed, 27. Okay? That will help you immensely when you're working on this because you're going to have cubes and squares. So don't multiply those out the long way. Now, if I was really mean, which I totally am, so let me get rid of the y's. So if I had, well, this would be, well, I'm not that mean. So let's say we had x equals 1, 4, 4, negative 5, negative 5, negative 5. So my factors would be x minus 4 squared, which is x squared minus 8x plus 16. Okay, and then this would be x plus 5 cubed. That would be x to the third, 3a squared b. 3a squared is 1, so plus 15x squared plus 3ab squared, 3 times 25, plus b to the third. Now, you're going to have to make a 3 by 4 box to multiply these, which is not going to be fun. But that's just how mean I am. But I saved you a lot of time. I mean, if you had to multiply this out every time, it's going to be a mess. And this is in preparation to doing something even bigger, like x minus 8 to the 12th, where it doesn't make sense to memorize a bunch of formulas, so I'm going to show you a way to figure out any formula you want. There's a pattern that always follows. Yes. Not now. Okay. Get to work.